Welcome back, Ripple of Goodness. The cafe doorbell jingled softly as Emily stared at the empty chair across from her. Her hands trembled slightly as she adjusted her wheelchair, the faint reflection of candlelight dancing on her nervous face. Outside, rain whispered against the window, mirroring the storm inside her heart. He wasn't coming. Her first date in 3 years, after the accident that took her ability to walk and much of her confidence, had just become another silent humiliation. The waiter avoided her eyes as he cleared the second untouched coffee cup. Around her, couples laughed, forks clinked, and the world moved on, except for her. Emily bit her lip, forcing a smile that no one noticed, until a tiny voice broke the silence. "Daddy, why is that lady crying?" Emily looked up. Standing before her was a little girl clutching a teddy bear, and beside her, a tall man in a tailored suit, holding 2 cups of hot chocolate. His expression softened as he followed his daughter's gaze toward Emily. That single moment, one innocent question, would change all of their lives forever. Emily Dawson had never been late to anything before her accident. She was a planner, a perfectionist, a woman who believed control could protect her from chaos. But life had other plans the night the drunk driver swerved into her lane, stealing her ability to walk and shattering her confidence in one cruel instant. Now, 3 years later, at 29, she was trying again, trying to live, to feel, to believe that she could be seen for something beyond her wheelchair, that she'd met Mark online. His messages had been kind, funny, even charming. He said he admired her strength, said her wheelchair didn't bother him, words that made her heart swell and sink at the same time. So she agreed to coffee. One small step forward. The cafe was warm, filled with soft jazz and the smell of baked bread. Emily had worn her favorite blue dress, the one her mother said brought out her eyes. She'd even dabbed perfume on her wrists, a small gesture that made her feel human again. But an hour passed, then another, and Mark never came. Each tick of the clock felt like another reminder that maybe she was foolish to believe in normal things. Dates, laughter, love. Her phone buzzed once. "Mark, sorry, something came up. Can't make it." No apology. No promise to reschedule. Just that, a few words that burned worse than any physical pain. She tried to laugh it off, whispering to herself, "It's fine, Emily. It's just one date." But as she looked around, she saw couples holding hands, friends clinking mugs, and suddenly the world felt cruelly full, while she was empty. Tears welled up despite her best efforts. She turned her wheelchair toward the door, hoping to escape before anyone saw. That's when she heard the small voice. High, sweet, curious. "Daddy, why is that lady crying?" Emily froze. The man who approached her looked nothing like the usual sympathetic strangers who gave her awkward smiles. He was tall, composed, with kind eyes and a quiet power in the way he carried himself. His daughter, no older than 6, peeked up at Emily shyly, her teddy bear tucked under one arm. "I'm sorry," the man said gently. "Kids notice things we try to ignore." He smiled, then held out one of the 2 hot chocolates. "I think you could use this more than I could." Emily blinked. "Oh, I know, really, I'm fine," she stammered. "Maybe," he said softly. "But even strong people deserve kindness sometimes." Something in his tone broke through her defenses. She accepted the cup, her cold fingers brushing his warm ones. "Thank you," she whispered. His daughter beamed. "I'm Lily. What's your name?" "Emily," she said with a smile that finally reached her eyes. Lily gasped. "That's like in a movie my mom loved." The man's smile faltered for a fraction of a second, pain flashing across his features. Then it was gone. He introduced himself as Ethan Cole, CEO of a successful architecture firm in the city. Yet, as he talked, he didn't seem like a CEO at all, more like a father who carried quiet sadness in his heart. They sat for an hour that passed in minutes. He told her about Lily's love of drawing and how she insisted on helping him design buildings. Emily told them about her old dream of being a travel photographer, a dream she buried after the accident. When the cafe lights dimmed, Ethan smiled. "Maybe we could talk again sometime?" Emily hesitated, unsure if he meant it. But Lily clapped her hands. Yes, you can come to Daddy's office. He has a view of the whole city. Ethan chuckled softly. Out of the mouths of babes, he said, handing Emily his card. As they left, Emily stared at the name embossed in gold. Ethan Cole, CO, Cole Architecture Group. She didn't know it yet, but the man who walked in her life that rainy night would rebuild far more than just buildings that a week passed before Emily dared to text him. She told herself it didn't mean anything, just a thank you for the hot chocolate and conversation. But when Ethan replied within minutes, saying, I was hoping you'd message, something inside her shifted. They began talking daily. At first, light topics, books, favorite movies, Lily's latest mischief. But soon, deeper truths surfaced. Ethan confessed that his wife had passed away 2 years earlier from cancer. Lily thinks she's a star, he said. Every night, she waves good night to the brightest one. Emily's heart ached for him. They were two broken souls, both learning to breathe again. Ethan invited her to his firm, where ramps and wide hallways made her feel surprisingly comfortable. Lily ran up, hugging her as if they'd known each other forever. Daddy says you take pictures. Can you take one of me and him? Emily laughed and took her camera out for the first time in years. As the shutter clicked, she realized her hands weren't trembling. For the first time since her accident, she felt steady. Over time, their friendship deepened. Emily began volunteering at Lily's school art classes, rediscovering her love for color and creation. Ethan admired her strength, the way she faced pain with quiet dignity. But with every heartbeat, both feared the same thing. Hope Point one evening, after presenting a design project inspired by Emily's photography, Ethan found her on the rooftop terrace of his building. The city lights shimmered below like scattered stars. You helped me build this, he said softly. I didn't do anything, Emily replied. He shook his head. You reminded me that beauty isn't about perfection. It's about courage. Tears filled her eyes. Ethan, I don't want to be someone you pity. He stepped closer, eyes steady. Pity. He smiled gently. Emily, I think you're the strongest person I've ever met. The wind brushed past them, cool and kind. And for the first time in years, she didn't feel broken. She felt seen. As months passed, love quietly bloomed between the man who built skyscrapers and the woman who learned to rebuild herself. Lily adored her. Ethan admired her. And Emily finally believed in something again. Not fairy tales, but second chances that a year later, in the same cafe where she was once left alone, Emily waited again, this time with a calm smile. Lily ran in first, holding a bouquet of daisies. Daddy said you're his favorite reason to smile, she squealed. Ethan followed, kneeling beside Emily's chair. I promised you once that strong people deserve kindness, he said softly. But you showed me something greater, that love heals everything it touches. He opened a small velvet box. Inside, a ring shimmered under the cafe light. Tears fell as Emily whispered, yes. The same cafe that once echoed with silence now filled with laughter, the sound of a second chance found in the most unexpected place. Sometimes, the people meant to heal us don't arrive in grand ways. They show up quietly, with hot chocolate and kindness. And in their warmth, we remember that love isn't about what's missing, but what's still possible.